22nd June 2021. Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope everyone is doing fine. I'm feeling great, bro. I'm feeling great. Only like few weeks ago, I had my first vaccine of the COVID-19, and I'm still waiting for another a month to get my second jab for my COVID-19, and hopefully all of you guys and your families are all safe and sound. Okay, today I'm going to do a book review, um, and the name of the book is called The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Oh yeah, this is like one of the best-selling book in the self-help genre. It is written by Stephen Covey. Actually, this book is same age as me because this was released, first published on 1989, and I was also born in 1989. So this and me, so we two are like 32 years old, and yeah, so this is like one of the best-selling and one of the helpful book if you are into this self-help, um, into the journey. Actually, this book, it was given to me as a gift by my brother, if you can see, like in 2013. So that's like 8 years ago. But at the time, I was in Norwich because at the time I was a student of Kingston University doing aircraft engineering. But at the time, my mind wasn't into education because at the time I used to hate books. I used to hate, like going to university and learning. Because at the time, all I was after was going to clubbing, having a drink, smoke, have party. So yeah, so at the end I dropped out from my uni. So I'm a university dropout. But my brother, my lovely brother, he had been on this journey for a long time, and he was trying to persuade me to get into this journey. But yeah, whatever, cut the story short, now I'm in this journey now, and nowadays I read like at least nine different books a day. Because I don't read the whole book, I just go for the golden nuggets. Like my mentor Ty Lopez, he always says, for like, if you find one golden nugget in a book, that's it, that's done for the day. So yeah, so today I'm going to review this book, the Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Actually, this book is like about 375 pages, and if you are me, who prefer the audiobook version, because I have this app called Audible, and it's about 13 hours. So just to do review of this book, I had to listen that 13 hours audiobook like twice. Okay, yeah, because in one of the chapters is that if you want to be a good student, you have to change the paradigm, and you have to be a teacher. So basically, you have to learn as you're gonna teach someone. So that's why I had to go through this audiobook like twice. Okay, because yeah, that's the thing. Because when I start talking, I just talk a lot. Okay, so let me be brief and precise. Okay, so the seven habits, just by reading those seven titles, you can understand the message because it's quite straightforward. Okay, so how I'm gonna do this video is that at first I'm gonna go through like what the author is trying to do, or how the author wants us to live our life, and how to create a habit. So at first I will go like in general of the whole thing in a nutshell, and after that I will go specific like each chapters, like so each habits one by one, and at the end I will give my what's it, like a rating, or my what did I learn from that. Okay, because I'm not a good presenter and a communicator, so I might be staring at my notes for most of the time, because when I'm trying to speak, my mind will go blank. Okay, so because in this book is quite deep, so I don't want to miss out like any points, so I will try to look at my notes and I will go through that. Okay, so basically, most of the self-help books, the author, they prioritize in the personality. So that they will teach you how to be like charismatic, or they focus mostly on the personality. But on this book, Stephen Covey, he focused on building a character, not like this personality, building the whole character of a person. Okay, and he wants us to live our life with values and principles. Okay, because and he don't want like us to go after something for short term. He wants everything for like a long term. Okay, so let me go through my notes first. Okay. Oh yeah, so he focused mostly on he he thinks like, that because in the whole world, the principle and the values, they're always the same, whether you were born now in 2021, or you were born like 1,000 years ago, or if you kind of born like 1,000 years ago, and so 1,000 years after. But all the principles and value, they are timeless, and it's always the same. um, so values, what I mean value is internal and subjective. Okay, and the principles, it is the external natural law. So principles, like like the Newton thought law of motion, like a first law of motion, like gravity, like those kind of things that are like natural, so we can't do anything about it. Okay, so those kind of like the external laws is fixed, so we can't change that. um, it says that our values govern our behavior, while principles ultimately determine the consequences. So whatever we do, it is we do according to our values. Okay, and whatever we like like determine to do at the end, and whatever consequences we are ready to face, that's what we do according to our principles. So basically, the values and principles that are very important in our life. Okay, so basically he have established these habits from dependence through interdependence. From dependence to independence to interdependence. So the interdependence is the highest you can go up through. Okay. Okay, so you know that, as the book says, there are 7 habits to be a successful human being, and he have categorized that, like first 3: proactive, begin with the end in mind, and put first thing first, as a dependence bracket private victory. So like he wants us to spend at least 1 hour on our private victory, like being proactive, begin with the end in mind, and put first thing first. And the second, in the category of independence, the habit number 4: think win-win. 5: seek first to understand, then to be understood. And 6: synergize, comes in independence, and this is like a public victory. And the end is the interdependence, which is sharpen the saw. Okay, so basically, whatever habits we have gathered or we are creating, at the end we have to sharpen the saw, and we have to utilize all our tools. Before I jumped into the main habits, it is very important that Stephen Covey, the author, have highly focused on this term called paradigm shift. It's like what the way I view the world and the way other people view the world are totally different. Let me give you one short story. There was one dad and like some few children, so dad and children's, and the children was making loud noise in the underground station, like on the tube stations, and all the people, other like passengers, they would get a bit annoyed, and even the author at the time, he was there and he was a bit annoyed. And after like few minutes, of maybe after half an hour, the author, he went to the guy and told him, "Excuse me, sir, do you know that your children are making like a noise that big annoying?" And the the dad who was like like not sleeping, but whose eyes was closed and he was in his own world, and he came to realize that his children are making noise, and he apologized to everyone, and he says that I'm just sorry that because only 1 hour ago my wife passed away, and I didn't know how to handle my kids, and I wasn't in the right mind of frame. So at the time what happened was the author realized that the person, the dad, has lost his loved one, and he can't, he is not being himself because he is like totally lost. But from his point of view, the world is like all like dark and upside down, but other people sees him as a bad dad. So basically trying to see is that we have to see from other person perspective as well. Okay, so he says that at first we have to change ourselves, and we have to change our perspective so that we can understand the other person better. Yeah, like I said before, that we have to change the paradigm. For example, if you want to be a good student, you have to be a good teacher. So try to be a good teacher, so that whatever teacher is teaching you, try to learn it, so in a way that you are going to teach other students. um, and it says that inside out, it says that everything it starts from inside, because from if you don't have like burning desire, or if you are not like fully aware of your surrounding from inside, and if you don't have like any like feelings or any beliefs from inside, then whatever is going outside, it doesn't matter. So we have to start from inside out. So we have to start like from ourselves within. It says start with yourself. So we have to start from ourselves so that we can preach and we can say to other people. um, Perception um, is that we see the world as we are. So if you are a good person, you see the world as a good place to live. But if you are an unhappy person, then you will see the world as very bad place to live. um, it also says that we have to stop comparing, judging, overprotecting our children. Because there was one story that there was one kid. He's not disabled, but he's lacking confidence like me, and he's not doing performing well in his schools when he was a kid. And so the parents were very protective and always judging and comparing to other kids, and the kid didn't improve. But eventually, when the fathers let his son do whatever he wants, not in a bad way but in a good way, and eventually the son's confidence built up, so that because he got the feeling that his parents trust him, and I have to make them proud. um, and there was also one like story about a painting, because they did a survey of like with a few students, and they told them that what do you see in these pictures. There was a picture, like a there was one picture, and half of the students they see young lady, and other half they saw like old lady. So it means that because it's just a perception, because some people see the same thing, but they translate that meaning into different thing. So it's the same thing but different perspective, so that makes a big change. um, and there was also one story about a battleship and a lighthouse. So the battleship was like a big battleship, and it was the captain was the in charge. So captain was going towards the lighthouse, but at the time the captain didn't knew that it was a lighthouse, and he was ordering like, hey, you change your like you small boat, change your coordination because we are coming. And the lighthouse was saying, you know you change yourself, whatever. So they were having like these kind of things, and at the end this guy, the captain, says, I'm the captain, and I'm in charge of this battleship. And but this at the end this guy says that I am a lighthouse, so I can't move, so I advise you to change. So at the end the battleship changed. So because lighthouse they can't move, they're fixed. So when the captain changes his perception and sees that as a lighthouse, and he has to change his coordination. Okay. And there was the series, there are like so many stories, and I will just try to go through the main ones. um, if your kid, if you wanted kids to share their toys to other children, if the kids they don't believe that that toy belongs to them, or they don't, like they don't get that feeling that it is theirs, they are not willing to share because they're afraid that other children they're gonna steal them. So for that one, so in order for the children to share their toys, the parents has to not force them, but has to make them secure and let them know that that toy belongs to you, and you can do whatever you want. So it's up to you. So don't force the children. Um, and it says that the main problem with us human beings is that is actually it's not the problem, it's the way we see the problem. That's the main issue. So the way we see the problem is the main problem. Okay. Oh yeah, he focuses on this one as well, the PPC balance. The P stands for production, so that's like your desire, what you want to achieve, and the PC is the production capability, caring for that which produces the result. The best way to describe this PPC balance is that there's one story, the Aesop's fable, the goose that laid the golden eggs. As you may have heard that story, that there was one poor farmer, and one day he went to the chicken, and he saw one golden egg, and the next day he went there again, there was another golden egg. So every day the goose was laying golden eggs, and eventually that guy became rich. But see, we human were greedy, and what happened was the even though that poor farmer became rich, wealthy, but he wants everything in one go. So next day what he did was he was impatient, and he cut the goose so that he wants to get everything in one go. But what happened? He kills the goose, and at the end he don't see anything inside. So he was saying that whatever you want to achieve, whatever desires, whatever like results you want to achieve, according to that one, you also have to take care of that production facilities, whatever is the machine or service, whatever. You also have to balance that production and the production capabilities, PPC. And it says that read as you have to teach others. So whenever you are reading or you are learning something, try to learn in a way that you are going to teach other people. It says the assets. So our main assets are our physical health and financial. So those are the main assets. It says that the main difference between humans and animal is that the humans, we have self-awareness. That's why we can make and break habits. So it says that if we are in the downward spiral and we have bad habits, we can break that, and we can create a new habits. Okay, yeah, so that's the whole general, like in the like a summary of the book. Now I'm gonna do a specific, like in the habits 1 to 7, but the title itself is quite self-explanatory. Okay, the first habit is be proactive. In a computer term, he says that we human, we are the programmer. So basically, we be proactive. It means that don't be reactive. Try to do whatever you want to achieve according to the plan. Don't like react to other people. Okay, if I have to be specific, it says that there was one line: the freedom fighter from India, he have says this: they can't take our self-respect if we don't let them. So basically, it says that no one can hurt us without our consent. Even other people, they try to abuse you, or they try to, like scare you, but from inside, if you are strong and you don't let them do whatever they want to do, you are good. Yeah. So without our permission, other people, they cannot hurt our that feeling. And the proactive people, they are value driven, and it doesn't affect whether it's rainy or it's sunny or like it's windy. So whatever the situation is, they're always cool and they're calm, and they are always focused on their value, and they are motivated to do the job. R&I stands for resources and initiative. So proactive people, they are resourcefulness, and they uses the initiatives in situations, whether they are in the unknown situations or whatever situation, they are always using initiatives, and they're always resourcefulness. It means they have like knowledge and they know what to do. It says that we have to be responsible, and responsible is a word combined is a combination word of response plus ability. So we must take responsibility and don't blame others, and we shouldn't never say no ifs or buts. Don't say like, oh, if only like my parents were rich, or if only like my teachers were good, or if only I had like money. And don't say but, like I can do that, but it's raining outside. I can study hard, but there's a football in the TV. So never use but. So never go but and if. So that's the first one. And the second habit is it says begin with end in mind. In the computer term, it's like writing the program. So the first one was we are the programmer, so we have to be active, and the second one, it says that write the program. So we have to, so we are writing the program, we are writing the software, and it says begin with what you want, begin with end in mind. There was one test about funeral test. Okay, imagine, yeah, you are driving and you park your car and you are going in a funeral of your loved ones, and as you're walking down, you can see all your relatives, all your friends, all your friends and families, like weeping, sobering, and you can hear that, like orchestra music, like sad music. And as you're walking, and as you reach the coffin and you look down to show your respect, to bow down, and you see there's a person, and that person is you. So the author is saying that you are going in a funeral, okay, and he is asking you, what do you want that people around you, or like other people, talk about you when you die away? Because in most of the funerals, there are like 4 different peoples they talk about you, especially in the Christian. First is the is your family members, second is your friends, and third is your professional from your job, and fourth is from your like a club, or like it might be from a church, or it might be from your like whichever sports team or club you belong to. And what do you want to hear from those people about you? So that's, yeah, so he says that we have to plan ahead, and we have to work according to the end plan. So that's the easy to understand. And the third one is that put first thing first. And this one, in terms of computer, is that now we have to run the program, or we can leave, or now it's time to leave the program. Okay, it says that the animals and the humans are almost same, but only one thing is different, is that the humans, we are more aware of our surrounding, we know what to do, like we are more aware. So that's the main difference. And he have mentions that it's better to do the task according to 4 quadrants. It says that 1 urgent, 2nd important, 3rd not urgent, and 4 not important. So as you can just say by the title there, so urgent you have to do it as soon as possible. For example, you are bleeding blood, and what's the urgent thing to do is they call your like a GP or your hospital, and the doctor just just ring them. Don't procrastinate. And the things you can procrastinate is like buy a new trainers or buy a new something, like unnecessary things like yeah, those kind of things. So just prioritize your task. And here's the thing that with the things like things, you can be efficient. You can be efficient in typing, efficient in like doing some task or whatever. But with the human, with the people, we can't be efficient. We have to be effective. So it's quite confusing. It says that with things we have to be efficient, but with people we have to be effective. Okay, habit number 4 is that think win-win. So win-win always. So that's the most realistic solution for all our problems. For example, is that the business want to make profit and you are the customer, and if the business is selling a high price value for the low quality product in the high price, the customers, they might buy, but actually they are getting low quality product, so they are losing. So basically he is saying that, and the customers wants to buy high quality product in a cheap price, they can buy it, but the business is losing. So in the long run, it's better to have a win-win situation, and that's the realistic solution. Okay, and habit number 5 is seek first to understand, then to be understood. I would say this is one of my weakest point, because I always talk, and I never listen. So I will repeat again: seek first to understand, then to understood. The author says that in our school, university, colleges, we always learn to read, write, and speak, but we don't learn to listen. So that's our weakness, and we have to like listen according to our ears. So we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we have to listen more. Like we have to double our listening than speaking first. It says that to get motivated, we need unsatisfied need. Basically he's saying that if we already have all the things we need, that we are not motivated to achieve that. But if we have something unsatisfied needs, then we will get motivated. It says the highest form of listening is emphatic listening, EMPHATAC listening. So listening with the intention to understand. So don't just listen and just whatever. Just we have to try to understand that. So one of the best example is that so this seek first to understand, to be understood. You can say like this: diagnose before prescribe. There was one story about like a doctor, what do you call it, optician. One customers or the patients goes to the clinic saying that doctor, my eyes are weak and I can't see the far away object, and the doctor took his glasses out and handed him to the patients, and said that, okay, I've been wearing these glasses for like last 10 years and it works absolutely fine, so just give it a try. And the guy puts on and he tried to see the far object alphabets, but he can't see. And the doctor goes again, be positive and have a look, you will see everything clearly. But the patients, he tries positively and he goes, I'm trying to look at the alphabets positively, but I can't see anything. And guess what will happen? The patients will never go back to that doctor or the optician. So he says that we have at first we have to try to understand, and so that we have to understand, then we can let them know what you're trying to say. There was the same story about the doctor and the baby. The author's wife rang one doctor because author's daughter was ill, and they rang the doctor, but the doctor was in the football match. He was busy, and it wasn't his actual doctor. He was a doctor on duty on that day. So the wife mentioned that doctor that, okay, my daughter is having this kind of issues, and the doctor prescribed her few medicines, and the wife was happy and said thank you. And when the wife rang the author, and the author asked his wife, does that doctor knows that our baby is a newborn baby, it's a small baby? And the wife was I don't know, maybe. And so the author rang that doctor and told him that, okay, do you know that our baby is just a newborn baby? And the doctor realized, okay, he's making a big mistake, because the medicine which he had prescribed is for the old, like for the adult, and it may have killed that baby. So at first we have to try to understand, then and find the solution. Yeah, there were like lots of stories about parents and children, because parents, they always ask, okay, children, are you having fun in school, those kind of things. But children, if they start saying, no dad, I don't like school, and the children, the parents, they always go angry at children, and they always say, oh, see how much sacrifice we have made for you guys, and how much money we are spending on you for the school. You can't quit now, you have to focus on your study, and those kind of things. So the children, for the next time, they will stop talking about the school to their parents. Yeah, so nobody had listening training. So we all humans, we have all different types of trainings, like reading and writing, but not listening. So we have to focus on listening. And one of the way to improve this habit is that by mimicking. If somebody says something, and just try to say the same thing, because at least to do that you have to focus and listen to the guy. Okay, so move on to the next one. Is called synergies. So it means that one whole is better than half. So one whole is better than half. So it's quite self-explanatory. Okay, it's habit number 6. It says that nobody wins if everyone wins. So we all have to win in order to be in synergies. The interaction or cooperation of two or more organizations, substance or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate effects. Okay, so synergy is the highest activity in our life. There was one story that the husband, wife, and the sons, they planned to go camping and do fishing somewhere in one place, but the wife changed her plan, and the wife don't want to go. The wife wants to go and see her mom, which is like 300 miles opposite direction. And so over here it can go like two way. The dad and the son, they quit and they go to their mom's house, or they can go to the camping, but wife won't be happy. So the best way is to find the solution for both, so they camp near the wife's mom's house somewhere, so that they can see the grandmom, plus they can do their fishing. So we have to find that middle point. And the last one is the habit 7. It's called sharpen the saw. There was one story that in one jungle that one guy was trying to chop down the trees for like 5 hours, and he was all tired. And one guy goes and asks him that instead of like chopping down these trees, why don't you like sharpen your saw or axe? And the guy goes, I have been doing this for the last 5 hours, and now I can't stop. I don't have time to take a break. So that's the human. So it says that we have to focus on our tools and be more prepared with our tools than jump in and start working. So he says do your planning and do your research and start your work. And he also says that exercise is important. There are 3 different types of exercise: endurance, stretching, and strength. Learn, commit, and do again. So the last habit 7, sharpen the saw, is about don't get busy doing the task. At first, think and sharpen all your tools. Plan what do you need, and start your work. There was one story about the couple. The wife was a big fan of these appliances, like good, called Fidget Air, and wherever they go, she had to buy that product. And once, what happened was they moved somewhere far away, and up to like 50 miles there was no place to buy that product. But the wife was so determined to get that, and they have to travel like 50 miles just to get that product. And the husband was like always get annoyed with this, but one day what happened was they opened up and they came to realize that when the wife was young, she had a good memory with her dad relating to that product, because when she was young her dad was not financially stable, and he used to sell this product called Frigid Air. And so by selling these products, the dad used to pay the rent and put the food on table. So yeah, that's why the wife had a good memory about that product, which reminds her of her dad. So that's why, so that's it. What else? So all these 7 habits, they are quite self-explanatory. Okay, I will just quickly go through all of them again. Habit 1, be proactive. So this one is like writing a program. No, so be proactive means we are the programmer. And the habit number 2 is begin with end in mind. So we are writing the program. And 3 is the put first thing first. So we are running the program, or we have to leave the program. And the 4th is think win-win. 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. 6 is synergies, and 7 is sharpen the saw. So it's quite straightforward. And he says that we humans have awareness, and we can create a habit and we can break habits. If we are into bad habits, we can break it down and create a new habits. And we have to live our life with principles and values, because they are the timeless, so it will continue forever. It says that at least we have to try to spend like 1 hour in the private victory. Private victory is like being proactive, begin with end in mind, and put first thing first. So doing exercises or do the things which you have to do, learning new skills. So you have to spend at least 1 hour doing those kind of things. And at the end he says that the author is Stephen Covey. he don't want to say himself as a guru or instructor. He still is a student, and still he struggles with some of his habits, and so he is learning to do it every day. So yeah, overall the book is quite deep, and because I can't like memorize all the things and explain by heart. Okay, so that's why most of the times I was staring at the screen because I don't want to miss a point. Okay, so the in a if I have to say this in like in a brief in one sentence, it says that we humans can create and break habits, and we have to spend at least 1 hour creating a new habit. And if we are going in the right direction, and eventually whatever is our desire or whatever is our aim is, we can achieve that if we just sharpen our saw, and if we think win-win, and if we try to use all the 7 different habits, and we can achieve whatever we want to achieve in our life. So yeah, so that's the golden nuggets I got from this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So it's one of the best-selling self-help book. So if you are into getting this book, you can go to Amazon and you can buy like easily, or you can just listen to audiobook like me. Okay, so that's it for this one, and I will see you guys next time. Stay learning. The more you learn, the more you earn.